I quit my full-time job 4 months ago to chase my dreams, and this is how it's going. Hey guys, my name's Marie and I am a full-time content creator. It still feels really weird to say that, and sometimes I get nervous to tell people that, but it's the truth and I'm so grateful for it. It's literally been my dream since I was a wee little thing watching Bethany Moda in my childhood bedroom. Like, this was always the goal, so it's so crazy that I'm here. I'm 23 years old. I've been doing content creation seriously for probably 2 years now, I would say. Really seriously, and monetizing off of it for about a year. And it's genuinely the coolest, most amazing creative career that I ever could have imagined for myself. And I'm so grateful for it. So I wanted to talk a little bit about how I was able to do it with under 50,000 followers. I feel like I would have a lot of questions if I saw someone doing this. So I just want to answer them all for you guys because it's so doable. I literally keep telling my friends, I'm like, everyone needs to quit their job and become a content creator with me so I have people to hang out with, because it is so doable if you set your mind to it, if you're creative, if you're passionate, like anything you want to achieve in this life, you absolutely can. I don't know, I just want people to know that. I'm gonna touch on 3 main points: why I decided to leave corporate America, how I was able to finally make that jump, and kind of the things I wasn't expecting about being a full-time content creator now that I've been doing it for 4 months. First off, the why. I always knew I was not a traditional 9-to-5 girly. Literally, when I was in the 1st grade and they asked me what my dream job was, I said pop star. Like, that was always my vibe. I think I tried to push down a creative side of myself for a while. In college, I was very much an overachiever. I had a bunch of internships. I had a bunch of really cool opportunities, mostly based in social media and marketing. And when I graduated, I got a really awesome job in advertising that like anyone would want to have. I wanted it. It was my dream job at the time. And so it felt really crazy to one day finally admit to myself that I was not happy. I'm very much an all-in type of person. So when I realized I didn't like my work and what I was doing, it felt like a ticking time bomb for me. I was like, how much longer and am I gonna subject myself to something like this that I know I'm not passionate about, that I know I'm not fueled by? It just kind of felt like it was dragging me down in every sense of my life, and obviously it was spreading to other areas. I was just so unhappy. Basically, I just couldn't stop myself from wondering what would happen if I made the jump and leap to content creation full-time. I knew I would always regret it if I never did it. And I'm young, I'm 23, I'm still on my parents' health insurance. Shout out mom and dad. It truly is like one of those things that I would spend the rest of my life regretting, because first of all, I knew it's not what I was passionate about, but second of all, let me be honest with you and everyone else, I was bad at it. I was a personality hire for sure for both. I had 2 corporate jobs, for both of my corporate jobs, and because I wasn't passionate about them, I was bad at them. Like, I knew, and the worst part was I knew I could be good at these jobs if I wanted to. I just was like, I cannot commit myself the way that I should, which was unfair to them and unfair to me. So I knew something had to change. It took a lot of convincing, honestly, from like my friends and my boyfriend telling me that I could do it, but I decided that content creation was absolutely, always had been, where my heart is. It took a lot of planning and prepping. I'm not someone who just is like, woo, yes, let's do it. Like, I was like, girl, can I afford? I live in New York City, for goodness sakes. Can I live in New York City on this money that I'm making, and how are we gonna make it happen? So that's when we get into the how. So I sat down, I made a huge, messy, ugly spreadsheet. I put in all of my finances, like my must-haves, like my rent, my groceries, if I wanted fun money, Ubers. I basically like compared my needs to my wants, what I had been spending versus what I've been making from content creation. I listed out all of my deals, everything in taxes, when everything would possibly come in. Like, I was up there like a mathematician. I had never been so grateful for the Excel course I had taken in college. Like, girl, I was up in there. I was color coding. It was pink, it was purple. I still have it. It's a mess, but it was super helpful for me to see everything laid out numbers. I was like, these are our numbers, and I had a goal. I was like, I need to make sure I can maintain whatever budget a month. Like, is this really feasible? I had 3 kind of things that I was considering. I wanted to continue to save at the level I was saving, or higher, of course, continue to invest at the same level or higher. And I was really hopeful, my need, not my want, was that I'd be able to maintain the lifestyle I was currently living. I really didn't want to have to sacrifice my social life and my happiness in that regard. Like, I don't need to eat out every single weekend, but you know what I mean? I didn't want to have no money left for fun things, because that's just not me, and I need to have fun and giggle and laugh half with the girls. So when I broke everything down, was like, okay, I can do this. I might need to make some sacrifices, you know, I might need to cut back, but the hope and goal is that I'm pouring so much of myself and my time into this that I'm able to up level the income I was making. And when I realized that, like when I realized even if everything stayed stagnant and the same, I actually really could live in New York City with this budget, like with this lifestyle, I was first of all shocked because I had never sat down and kind of listed it out like that. I was like, oh my God, I'm kind of making a lot more money than I realized. And two, I was like, wow, I still am like, oh my God, I can't believe it. Like I could not believe my eyes. So I ran the numbers again and then again and again and again. And I remember the night I was sitting on my couch with my roommate and I literally turned to her and I was like, oh my God, I think I can do this. Which was, again, I'm like on the edge of a cliff this whole time. I'm like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. I think I can make it happen. I know I can make it happen. And if I put my mind to something, girl, it's getting done. So I realized I could do it with the numbers. I had 2 really big partnership deals land at the beginning of the year. And so I had a good amount of money in savings. So I felt like, okay, I can have, like, if all else fails, I have these savings to, you know, rely back on. And basically within the span of, I would say 2 weeks after that, I put all my plans into motion. I checked and checked and checked again because I was so nervous and didn't believe that I could really do it. I had so many like breakdown talks with my best friends and my boyfriend. And I was like, oh, I can't believe I'm doing this. And I just didn't want to like disappoint anyone or disappoint my family or like not be able to afford anything. I don't know. I was kind of freaking out. But I was really excited and couldn't believe that I got into this point in my life. So we had to do it. We had to lock in, we had to take that jump. So yeah, I put in my 2 weeks at the job I was at the time. It felt so crazy. It felt so insane. And I think hitting send on that resignation letter was like one of the biggest things for me because I was truly taking a bet on myself. Like I'd never bet on myself like this before. So I hit that send and I was like, girl, we gotta do this. Like we must do this. And thank God, literally thank God, it all worked out. But I was not so sure that it would work out. I mean, I guess I kind of knew because I was like, if I am saying this is what's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. I'm crazy like that. But yeah, it was a really big moment for me just to say, let's do it. So basically before quitting, I had saved up money. I had figured out my budget. I had planned for taxes. And when I felt like I was in a good spot financially and with myself, where I gotten all of my freakouts out, gotten all the people, like told everyone in my life, had everyone support me, I was like, okay, let's do this thing. And I quit. And it was awesome. That was February. Flash forward to the now. It's been 4 months. This is June, and I am the happiest I've ever been in my whole entire life. I think especially because of the flexibility of my schedule. Like I am just exactly where I'm meant to be. For me and my content, I was able to put so much more of my time and energy into the videos I was creating, into learning new editing styles, into expanding onto platforms like YouTube, trying to grow my Instagram. God bless her, we're still working on it. But I truly am able to devote so much more time and energy to this thing and make it into something I'm even more proud of. And luckily for me, which again, I'm so grateful for, when I started putting in that extra work, there was like a correlation with the amount of money I was making. Now, for clarity, I don't really make any money from the creator fund, maybe like 10 bucks a month, if that. I don't really do affiliate linking. All of my money right now, essentially, which this is not good, I should diversify, but all of it comes from brand partnerships and UGC content. I know that's not how everyone does it. That is how it's worked out for me. And thankfully it's still working out for me. Hopefully it will work out for me like that for a long time, if not forever. So it is a very different way of financially planning. Like when you complete a partnership, you don't get paid for a minimum of like 30 to 90 days afterward. Like I never know when my next paycheck is truly coming in. So you kind of have to plan for that and have savings allotted for that and be able to, at least for me, change my budgeting style and spending style to align with those ebbs and flows in compensation. To bring her all back though, for me, when I started putting in the time and the effort, brands saw that, and I'm so thankful. I was able to secure a lot more partnerships. And ultimately, where I'm at now, just from January of 2026 to June of 2026, I have contracted more money than any salary of my corporate jobs had paid me, which is so crazy and cool. And I did it all with like under 50,000 followers. It is possible. Like, I just can't stress it enough. It is possible. And that's kind of my optics of where I'm at, where we sit today. I'm such a rambler, but what I'm finishing off with is what no one really tells you about content creation. And prefacing this all to say, I am the luckiest girl in the world, and I believe that and know that to be true. So I'm not complaining. I'm not upset. This is amazing that these are the things I think about in my life now, but I know that they are not brain surgery. They are not anything crazy, like disclaimer to the gods. These are just things that are different about my life now, and I want to share them with anyone who's maybe considering this as a path or wants this one day, because they're real things that I think a lot of people who do content full-time struggle with, especially when maybe you don't have that huge audience. We're gonna go through pros, of course. The freedom over your own schedule is irreplaceable to me. I could not go back to a 9-to-5 if someone paid me $12 million. Like, I can't do it. I love having ownership of my own time and being able to travel and having that flexibility, able to go to events and things during the workday now. I feel like I'm able to have a lot more of like networking and coffee chats because I just have that extra time. Absolutely would not trade that. It's fabulous. The things I was not really expecting when I was transitioning to doing full-time content was how creatively burnt out I would feel. Because for me, I've posted on TikTok specifically every single day for at least the past 3 years. I started posting every single day religiously my senior year of college, and I'm 2 years post-grad. So at least 3 years, I have posted 365 days on that app. So I thought, girl, no difference. You've been doing this the whole entire time. You're not gonna feel any type of way. But the stress I now put on myself to elevate my content and do better and come up with different ideas and not feel stuck in the type of content I'm creating has increased tremendously, because in my mind, if I start being bad at this, my whole entire income and lifestyle and everything I'm worked towards goes away, which is the reality of it. And it does add pressure, even if you don't think it will. So for me, I had like a really bad creative slump maybe a month ago. I'm just coming out of it. Like, we are just on the other side of it, and I'm like loving creating again. But it is a true thing that you have to go through, because even when you're creatively depleted, like, you have brands who are relying on you to make an awesome video. You have videos to create, and even when they're doing badly and you feel like you're the worst at this job ever, you still have to keep posting. Even when you're sick, even when, something really bad happens in your life and you don't want to talk about it on the internet, you gotta post and smile up like everything's fine. And that is, I think, something I knew, but I didn't realize how much it would weigh on me, forced me to like up my ante and put a lot more pressure on myself to be a better creator, be a better person, utilize this time in a good way. So I think like that type of pressure, which like maybe you are better about managing yourself and your time and whatever, but I know a lot of other full-time creators who feel the same way, where creative burnout just seems to happen so much easier because it is your full-time job, because you are putting so much pressure on yourself. And yeah, that definitely weighs on me the heaviest like now. But would I trade it to go back to Outlook meetings? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And I presume, since I'm still pretty new at this, that like as you grow, maybe you get better at handling burnout, or you're able to, I don't know, give yourself a break or something. I've never really been into breaks, so we'll see how that goes for me. I don't know, I feel like I have a lot more things I could say, but I'm also a rambler and I don't want to make this video 12 bazillion years long. But ultimately, for me, it was the best decision I've ever made in my whole entire life. I am so beyond grateful. Like, I wake up every single day and I am so excited about my life, and I'm so grateful for this position I'm in, and I will never ever take it for granted. And even if it all went away tomorrow, I would be so glad that I did it. I don't see a world where I am this happy or like joyous or have gone on this journey. Like, I know in every single lifetime I chose to do this, and it truly like lights me up and makes me so happy. If you're considering following your dreams, whether it's content creation or anything else, do it. Obviously, plan, prep, go into it with a vision and a plan, and like don't screw yourself over. But you are absolutely capable of achieving all of your wildest dreams, and I just want like everyone to never doubt that about themselves, because you're able to change your life. Like, you're the only person who can. I'm so glad that I changed my life. I hope that you're so happy with your life, or you feel inspired to change something about your life. I don't know. If you have any more questions, let me know. I'm an open book. I love to yap. I'm still figuring this whole content creation thing out, but I'm having so much fun, and I'm so glad that you guys are along for the journey. I love you, and I hope you're having a fabulous day. Bye.